See all that old stuff. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Like the hair. The hair is wonderful.
Thank you. This thing just fell out.
Oh, well.
All right.
Well, you can take a moment to hook that on if you
Okay.
want, just so you'll be able to talk to all those nice people who are going to call.
Okay.
Let me start by asking about this album cover situation. Now, this has been the album cover of Love Hurts now for some time. This one I
Right.
have over here. But this is going to be the new one? There's a different album cover now?
It's the new and improved red version.
Now, the red version. Now,
Yeah.
how does that work? Why did you decide to change
I don't know.
this
Well,
one?
you know what? When we were coming out with the album, I didn't really have any good pictures, and one thing kind of led to another and gotten in the way. So after this was done, we went in and took pictures, and the red wig was kind of just a fluke. It was just kind of something that someone, my hairdresser, brought and thought it would be fun.
Is it fun just to be able to change appearances at the drop of a wig, so to speak?
It is. I mean, the drop of contact lenses and the drop of a wig, I have blue eyes and red hair.
It's amazing. That's good. We should all be able to transform ourselves that
Yeah,
easily.
it kind of, it gives you limitless possibilities.
Let's see just how limitless our possibilities are. Why don't we hit the phones? Let's talk to Tanya from Morristown, Tennessee. Tanya, you're on RockLine.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay, Cher, my question to you is, does that new song you have out, Love and Understanding, does it have a personal meaning to you?
You know, it's probably one of the few songs on the album that is really, it's more of a universal thing. It's not so much a personal thing. I think about 8 out of 11 songs are real personal to me, but this one is, I mean, I like the sentiment, but it's a universal idea. It's not a specific to someone.
There's a lot of heartbreak on this record, aptly called Love Hurts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's take another call. David from Bryson City, North Carolina.
Yes. Hi, Cher.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
You look great.
Thanks.
Do you get to pick your songs as far as lyrics go, and do you do any producing or co-producing?
I do get to pick my songs because, I mean, I have a lot of help. There's a man at Geffen, John Cloudner, who's really kind of responsible for my career this time, and he brings me a whole bunch of songs, and then I pick the ones I like the best. But I think that it's like I'm making a movie. I don't think that you can do a really good job with the dialogue unless you know what you're talking about. I feel the same way about songs. I mean, I don't write them, so I have to be able to understand them to kind of get them back across.
You getting better songs now that you're sort of established as an artist now than you used
Absolutely,
to get?
yeah.
People just are getting you better quality songs from better writers. Must make you feel good.
It does, and better producers, and I really like it because it's the kind of music I like to listen to too. You know, it's I'm now getting a chance to sing the kind of music that I like to listen to.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. Let's talk to Jerry from Daleville, Alabama.
Hi, Cher.
Hi.
What do you think of the controversy that surrounded most of your videos, like If I Could Turn Back Time?
Well, I don't think much. You know, I mean, I understand that. I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea that some of my videos are played during a certain time because, you know, after all, some people don't want their little kids watching those videos, and I don't make them for, you know, for young kids, but I know that young kids watch MTV, so it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I think it's important that, you know, things are appropriate for the age group.
How did the Navy react to that video when they got a look at it? This is the If I Could Turn Back Time video.
They had a hard time with it, but they were all there while I was doing it. But, you know, I thought it was the coolest thing for them, you know. I mean, you know, join the Navy and see Cher's tattoos. It was a really cool thing. But they were a little upset.
Celeste is on from Pasadena, California. What's your question?
Hi, I wanted to ask if you've been reunited or have you worked with any of the writers or producers that you started off with or that you worked with in the past?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've worked with a lot of the producers and some of the writers, Diane Warren, Desmond.
Desmond Child, of course.
Yeah,
right?
Desmond Child. Really a lot of them from the first 2 albums. Peter Asher.
They start to know what you want after a while, I guess.
Yeah,
so they
it
can
gets
sense
really
what sort of
comfortable. I mean, I had Bob Rock this time and Richie Zito, and they were really fabulous to work for. But then I had a lot of the old people, which I felt, you know, people kind of start, like Diane Warren just sits down and she kind of writes for me now. I mean, you know, she knows what a good Cher song is.
That's probably pretty useful, I would think,
Yeah.
after a while. Carrie's calling from Moundsville, West Virginia. Hi, Carrie.
Hey,
What's your question for Cher?
I was wondering how you felt about singing with Sonny Bono on the David Letterman show.
Well, it was kind of weird because I really wasn't expecting it. You know, I mean, I knew we were going to talk and I knew I was going to sing, But then, I don't know, I'm pretty loose, so I thought it would be fun. I mean, at the last minute, there was nothing to do but think it would be fun, so I kind of got into the spirit of it and did it. And it was strange, and it was nice. I thought it was nice.
Now, Sonny's got a book out now. How do you feel about that, where he talks in great detail about what purports to have been your married life? How does that make you feel?
I haven't read all the book because I tried to get through the first chapter, and I hated it. It was rough, and I mean, I've thought about having a rebuttal, but you know, it's hard. I think that people, I mean, I know things about Sonny that no one should know, and I think it's wrong to use, you know, I don't think kiss and tell books are so cool, because I don't know, we had a real personal communication. You know, we had a child together, and plus the way he sees it is not in my estimation, and not in my truth. It's not the truth, and so it's really difficult to hear someone, especially when everyone thinks that if anyone would know me, it would be Sonny. But Sonny knows me least of all. He knows me less than anyone I've ever met.
Interesting. Let's go to Heather from Tupelo, Oklahoma. How are you?
Fine. Cher, I was wondering, what was your first tattoo, and have you got any recently?
My first tattoo was a butterfly. It was in 1972, and I have not necessarily a new one, but the newest one I have is a chain on my arm that's got little charms on it. And it's really difficult if you're a person who likes to. I mean, there are only two kinds of people: people who love tattoos and people who really are turned off by them. And if you love them, it's really difficult because you start to run out of space, you know, and you just can't go around. I mean, unless you want to be the tattooed lady in a sideshow. But I really have to show a lot of restraint because I'd love to be tattooed everywhere.
Interesting. Well, whether you love them or hate them, our toll-free number is 1-800-344-ROCK. That's 1-800-344-7825. And our guest is, 7625. Imagine that. And our guest is Cher. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow's music. Now.
Crazy other people walking through my head. One of them's got a
There.
RockLine on MTV is brought to you by Sony Recording Media.
Where do you get more out of your music? Only on Sony Recording Media.
Did you ever get in your car and cruise on down the road just for the fun of it? Well, that's Farfignugan in the Volkswagen Passat. It's one sedan that rewards the driver for being the driver.
The mighty, mighty Bosstones from Boston, Massachusetts. We've always been together as friends. When we started playing live, we were bad, but we had tons of energy, guts, and fire. Now we rock. It's a plaid world. It means everything. It means all colors together.
We don't like to be categorized in any way.
Me and Ben wear Chuck Taylors because we dance like a couple of bad dogs in these things.
It's all a part of having fun.
Today, Boston. Tomorrow, the world.
Action that explodes. Adventure that soars.
Never wanted to be a horse so much in my life.
Excitement that sizzles. The few.
Be careful out there, Lieutenant.
The proud. The impeccably dressed.
What I wouldn't give to be 20 years younger and a woman.
Call them the best of the best.
You're the best of the best.
Call them Hot Shots. Rated PG-13. Starts Wednesday, July 31st at theaters everywhere.
And Tracy, no boys.
Yes, Mrs. Wendell.
I like the way you make me laugh. I like the funny things you do.
The tickets. The tickets. And Tracy, scrape the cheese off the ceiling.
I like this fighting you. Living large, yes, a living large. Living large, yes, a living large. Living large, yes, a living large. Levi's big jeans, yes, a living large. I said, the bigger you think, the bigger you are, the bigger the jeans wherever you are. Yeah, as I would say, the bigger the friend, the bigger the fun, the bigger the mess whenever you're done. You're living large, yes, you're living large. In a Levi's big jeans, Lord, you're living large. You're living large, yes, you're living large. Me if I could find a way, I'd take back those words I heard you.
And welcome back to RockLine on MTV. I'm Chris Connelly, and our guest today is Cher. If you have a question, the number to call is toll-free, 1-800-344-ROCK. You did a lot of live shows before you wound up recording this record. Did that influence your choice of material and the sound of the record at all? Just the feeling you got for audiences?
Well, we kind of were picking songs all the way through. I think that the one thing it did, though, is make my voice a lot better. I feel a lot more confident, you know, and I think I sang a lot more confidently on the album because I'd actually never done that before. I mean, I'd never been on a concert tour ever. Even, I mean, Sonny and Cher never played quite as big places as I played, and so there was 20 years in between. It was kind of cool.
So you can just feel your voice getting stronger and deeper, and you feel like you can experiment with it more?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, let's go to the phones. Jason from Wood Driver, Illinois. How are you?
Fine.
Wood River, I bet it is. Wood River.
Yeah.
There we go. What's your question?
I was wondering, Cher, of all your past movie roles, which one best describes you and why?
Oh, you mean like... Well, if you could cross Mask and Moonstruck, you've got me, pretty much.
A little hard to imagine that,
No,
actually.
but I mean, the combination of all those three characters, like I really played two characters in Moonstruck, the lady before, she was in love, and the lady afterwards, and the other lady in Mask. I mean, that's the combination of those people are pretty much me.
Whereas Mrs. Flax from Mermaids is more like your mother,
Well,
I
Mrs.
think.
Flax from Mermaids is my mother, so...
How did your mother react to seeing her portray you on the screen?
You mean me portray her on the screen?
That's right.
All right. I know you're having a hard day.
But, you know, it's close, yeah.
But you're young. You'll get better.
Well, I hope. You're proof of that, I guess.
Yes, I am. Trust me on that one. My mother was thrilled, you know, I mean, because my mother, being Mrs. Flax, really, you know, is thrilled anytime she gets a lot of attention. So she kept saying, oh, no, I wasn't like that. But, of course, you know, she was calling everyone, giving them her professional opinion on how Mrs. Flax should dress and look and talk and all that. So it was cool.
Cool. Nancy from Hayward, California. Hi.
Hi. I was wondering, do you ever get offended by the bad comments that critics make about you in tabloids?
Well, that's two different questions. Critics and people who write for tabloids. Critics, I mean, you like to pay attention to them when they're saying really nice things about you, and you like to say that you don't care about them when they're saying really bad stuff about you. And tabloids suck.
You be a little more blunt about that? Or?
I could, but it's television.
How many covers have you been on, magazine covers? Do you have any idea at this point?
2 billion, I don't know.
Do you still get a kick out of it? Is it still a bit of a thrill to see your face on the front of a magazine?
Yeah, well, you know what? I would have said no, but the other day I saw I had the cover of Vox magazine, and I was I was really excited. So I guess, yeah.
British rock and roll magazine,
Yeah.
and a good one, in fact. Let's talk to Denora from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Hi, Cher.
Hi.
I want to say that I really like your movies and I really like your songs that you sing. My question is, do you design your own wardrobe?
Well, some of it I do, and some of it Bob Mackie does. Mostly when I'm doing music, I usually do most of it myself, or I collaborate with somebody.
How do you design it? For movement or for beauty? A combination of both?
I would design it kind of for a combination of both, because when there's so little material, you've got to make sure that it's going to be really functional.
How many costume changes did you have in your last live show?
12, 11?
Really?
Yeah.
Just whipping
9,
them up?
I don't know, there were a lot.
It must get rather exciting during some of those. I mean, you're just trying to get back on stage in time for your
Yeah,
cue.
I mean, we finally got it down, but there were lots of fun times, you know, before we got it down.
Let's talk to Julie from Rancho Cucamonga, California. Hi, Julie.
Hello, Cher.
Hi.
Hi, I wanted to ask you, through your life's ups and downs, what were your foremost ambitions that have kept you so strong?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. I just never wanted to give up. I like what I'm doing, and I like singing a lot, and I like acting a lot, and the rest of it is just stuff you have to do. I like performing for people a lot. So I don't know, I always wanted to do it, and I just never wanted to give up, so I just kept going no matter what anybody said.
How is it like coming back from winning the Academy Award? Because that was really a pinnacle of sorts, but then you must say to yourself, well, what do I do for an encore?
Well, I kind of did for a minute, you know, but what I really like doing is the actual work. I mean, it's great to win the Academy Award, and it's great to win awards, but the work is really, I mean, Meryl Streep once said to me, you don't make movies for awards, and it's really the truth. I mean, it's a great thing later, but it's really getting into the movie, really being in love with the film, and really thinking that it's something worthwhile that you can bring to people to see.
And she taught you a lot about acting in movies, you said in the past, Meryl Streep.
Yeah, because, you know, I watched her, and I got a lot of information from just being around her. And I'm not exactly sure how, but I know that I did.
Interesting. Vonnie from Indiana, Pennsylvania. How are you?
Good. Cher, I love your new video.
Thanks.
What I wanted to know is that after all of your success in variety shows and movies, vinyl, aerobic tapes, and being a single parent, what's left for you? What do you feel you need to accomplish, or do you feel you've already done it all?
Well, I don't know that I need to accomplish anything. I mean, I've kind of exceeded everything that I ever expected I would do, but I still really like doing it. And there's a couple of things that I want to do before I get out of show business completely. And I don't know, I still have a passion for it. I still like it.
Do you ever want to get out of show business completely? Be you know, a farmer somewhere or something?
Well, I don't know if, I mean, I don't know if I'm a farmer, but...
Just a possible
right.
career change, yeah.
But I think probably sometime I will, yeah. I'm kind of a loner at heart, and I can just see going in, you know, being kind of semi-hermit, you know, and writing and making jewelry and goofing around.
Interesting. Let's talk to Walter from New Orleans. How are you?
Hi, Cher. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
My question is are you ever going to release a box set from all the old Warner Brothers labels and Atco, etc.? Everyone wants to know that.
I don't know. It never even occurred to me. I don't know.
But
I will look into it.
How do you feel about your early stuff? Because you don't perform it live.
No.
A lot of it's done on tape and stuff, the songs that a lot of people remember.
Because the reason I don't do it live is because I don't feel it so much now, and I really felt it then. So at the show, I give all the original clips of everything, which I think it's a lot better. You know, I just don't want to sing gypsies, tramps, and thieves now. I don't feel much like a gypsy or a tramp or a thief.
And that's probably a good thing all the way around, I'd say. Well, you're watching RockLine on MTV, and today's guest is Cher. Keep calling us. We'll be back.
Raucous, hard-edged, bad attitude videos ever are cranking up on MTV!
We aren't anticipating any malfunction Saturday during the Power Chord Countdown. Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, Aerosmith, Living Color. But just in case, we have a backup generator.
RockLine on MTV is brought to you by Sony Recording Media.
Where do you get more out of your music? Only on Sony Recording Media.
mother actually didn't want any of us to play basketball. She feared that we'd be injured. 6 years ago, I tore up my knee. I knew that it was career-threatening and possibly career-ending. The whole knee just basically shattered. No one really knew what was inside of me. My heart would bring me back to play the game again. But I wanted to become an all-star again. That was my goal. The doctors, they could tell me what was inside my knee, but they couldn't tell me what was in my heart. It's what's inside of me that made me an all-star again.
Hi, I'm Cy Sperling, president of Hair Club for Men. Since 1982, when I did my first TV commercial, we now have over 30,000 satisfied clients. And it all started for them when they called our toll-free number to get their free booklet.
Inside the information booklet on thinning hair is a comprehensive discussion about dealing with hair loss. There's also Hair Club's non-surgical strand-by-strand method of adding carefully matched top-quality human hair to your own hair. It looks and feels natural, whether you're skimming the surf at 30 knots or racing the wind on a cruiser for 2. Even precious moments don't have to be anxious moments anymore. There's a renewed confidence in your appearance and yourself. Hair Club members enjoy a worry-free active lifestyle. For more information without obligation, call this toll-free number. You see, we believe the more you know about your hair loss options, the better we look.
And remember, we stand behind it. And by the way, I'm not only the Hair Club president, but I'm also a client.
And welcome back to RockLine here on MTV. If you've got a question for Cher, call our toll-free number. It's 1-800-344-ROCK. That's 1-800-344-7625. If your call gets on the air, you'll receive a box of 10 Sony Metal SR audio cassettes, courtesy of Sony Recording Media. That was the video for the Shoop Shoop song we just saw, didn't it? #1 in the UK, wasn't it?
5 weeks.
Is that right?
Yep.
That's an old Betty Everett song, if I'm not mistaken. Fun to do that sort of retro stuff every now and then?
Well, it was for the movie, and it just seemed really appropriate for the movie, you know, and it was fun. I mean, I really had a blast doing that.
Now, you hate seeing your movies, don't you?
Not really. I haven't seen Mermaids yet, but I know I will sometime. But I mean, it takes me a little while sometimes to get to see one of them.
Because you're a little frightened, or just because...
I don't know. I just have to kind of let it go and then see it like it was somebody else's movie.
Let's talk to Sydney from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hello?
Hi.
You're on the air.
I think you're really great.
Thanks.
And my question is, when you opened your house for the Desert Storm Special Cher's Cantina, how did it make you feel?
I was really nervous that I was going to be stupid, but I was really happy to do it. I mean, it was really fun. Also, my house looked like a bombed-out area, so it seemed appropriate. But it was great. We just kind of winged it, you know. We weren't really sure what we were going to do, and the people from VH1 had written a script that was just unbelievably bad. So we just threw it out and winged it. So it was great. And they were really fun. It was kind of like having a big party.
There you go. Let's talk to John from Fort Walton Beach in Florida.
How you doing, Cher?
Pretty good.
Good. This was great talking to you. First of all, I'd like to tell you that I'm a U.S. service member that's stationed in Florida that I did when I was in Desert Storm, and we were very happy to see your video on with the Navy. We thought it did great for morale.
Great.
Second of all, if your children will be going into show business after you.
Well, my son plays guitar, and my daughter's about to make her first album for Geffen, so yeah, I guess they will. I guess they are.
Now, she's going more in a retro direction, right? A little more 60s?
Yeah, she's much more 60s. Elijah's very, you know, Jimi Hendrix, Duane Allman kind of, you know, vibe, and Chas is just more Strawberry Alarm Clock.
Now, she's in a band, actually, called Vicious Rumor, is that right?
Yeah.
And are you going to play on her record at all if she asks? You going to sing?
Yeah, I would. I do background on it. I mean, that's how I started out, and I'm really good at it still.
So you'll go where you're needed.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Let's talk to Shannon from Barnesville, Georgia. Hi, Shannon. Oh, Shannon, are you there? Shannon?
Guess not.
Oh, well, you know, things are tough in Barnesville. Let's talk to Bruna in Union City, California. Hi, Bruna.
Hi, Cher.
Hi.
I just wanted to know if you'll be touring to support this record.
I don't really know. I'm going to do a lot of stuff on television, but I'm not sure if I'm going to actually go out on the road with it. I can never tell what I'm going to do. it's a big surprise to me as well as everybody else most of the time.
You don't plan this stuff out in advance? You don't say movie, tour, record, or anything like that?
It just kind of comes up. I mean, like the last time I did a tour, I wasn't sure that I'd like it, and I wasn't sure I'd be really good at it, so we booked it like a month at a time, because I just didn't want to be locked into it. But then I had such a good time, we kept going.
How about your energy level on something like that? Can you keep it going for more than a month?
Well, kind of. I mean, we were 3 weeks on, 1 week off, and so the 1 week always really helped to regenerate everything.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't so bad. So things are pretty good. Are you gonna keep going with the same band for a while also? Or are you gonna?
Well, I just kind of hired a whole new band. So I mean, some of the guys are from the old band, and some of them are just new.
Cool. Let's talk to Julie from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Cher. I would just like to ask you which you like best, movies or the music?
They're just two different things, you know. I mean, there are things you can do in music that you can't do in movies and vice versa. I really love being able to do both of them.
What about your movie future? You don't have anything immediately scheduled, do you?
I have two things that I'm working on. One that I've been working on for a million years called The Enchanted Cottage, and it's getting really close to being ready to shoot. And the other is a science fiction movie called Pincushion.
That's been in development for a long time. You think you're finally going to make that happen?
Yeah.
Do you think the atmosphere now is better for strong women in movies, coming off of things like Thelma and Louise and stuff, or things looking up, no more victim roles for women to play in movies?
I don't know. I'm kind of amazed, though. Like, with Thelma and Louise, you know, everyone said it was male bashing, but, you know, chicks in movies have been getting knocked out and killed and stabbed and all that kind of stuff for years. So I thought it was kind of amusing that they felt that one movie where someone knocks off some guy is male bashing. But I don't know. It doesn't seem to bother me too much. I mean, I usually get the kind of parts that I'm looking for.
You wouldn't mind packing a rod in a movie, would you? You'd
Not at all.
Okay. Let's talk to Adam from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
How are you, Adam? What's your question?
What's your favorite charity?
Well, my favorite charity is International Craniofacial Foundation, and it's a group of doctors and I guess philanthropists that help children who have craniofacial problems, who need operations and things like the boy in mask. They do those kind of operations for these kids and really change their lives.
That's stuff you really got into after working with the kids from Mask. That's one of your proudest moments on screen, isn't it? Playing
yeah, it
Rocky
is.
in that.
It was really. It's my favorite role.
And that's just because you just really respected the woman, or you just loved
I
playing
just loved playing the role. I really respected the situation, the feeling that the mother and the child had for one another. I thought was really fabulous.
Let's talk to Patsy from Washington, D.C. How are you, Patsy?
Hi, Cher.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Great. I heard a couple of years ago she had a fabulous Egyptian-style home up for sale, and I was wondering if you finally sold it.
I finally did.
Oh, great. Who'd you sell it to?
Eddie Murphy.
Oh, I was wondering about that. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
I miss it, though, but I'll build something else fabulous.
Do you really? I mean, would you like to hold on to a house for longer than a little bit of time, or?
Well, I built it from the ground up, and it took me 10 years, so, to get it the way I wanted to. It took me 4 years to build it, and then I lived in it for 10 years, so I was really happy. I was kind of happy there. But it was good for me to change, because change is good.
And your career has always been marked by change. Do you ever think of a time you just sort of stay on one level for a long
No, I
period?
get bored. I just really get bored. I think that's the reason. I mean, I don't do it because of anything artistic or altruistic. I think I just do it because I get bored.
And you think you can keep your audience keeping with your changes all the way through? They just must want to follow you that badly.
So far, so good.
Great. Well, thanks for coming and talking to us.
It
It's
was
been a lot of
fun.
fun. We've had a good time. And that, in fact, will do it for this edition of RockLine on MTV. We're here every week taking your calls live on the air. Remember, Martha Quinn will be coming back from vacation before too much longer, and she'll get to do more of that stuff. So we'll all have a grand time. This has been fun.
Thanks.
You should do this more often.
Okay,
we have a lovely time, Oh, the album covers. Now, for the next couple weeks, you
That's
can get
the
this
old one?
This is the old one, right?
Right.
So if you, if you want to act fast, you can buy this one, like for the next couple of weeks. And this is the new one.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Okay, thanks a lot.
You're
We'll see
welcome.
you next time on RockLine.